You,
Late night edition.
what's going on, bro?
Was good, good. Let me send this over to him. Damn. Okay. Whew, so what's been good?
Man, kicking ass and taking names.
What
On,
on the football field?
yes, sir. I love my
What
team.
y'all
Shout out
looking
to
like over
Pompano
there?
Eagles. Shout out to Pompano Eagles 12U. We
Mm-hmm.
2-1. We started off rocky the first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, we don't put up close to 90 something points in the last two games. We won week
Mm-hmm.
before last 34-6, and then we won this Saturday 56-0.
Don't y'all got the Rattlers? Come,
Nah,
y'all don't get
they ain't in
Rattlers
our,
though.
yeah, they ain't in our league.
They ain't in the league. Okay.
Nah, we're in the AYFL. I think the Rottners in SYFL, if I'm not mistaken. I think they play like the Cowboys and the Chiefs and stuff like that. We play like the Coral Springs Chargers, Boyne Bulldogs, Delray Rocks, uh, PPO, which is Pembroke Pines,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood, Hollandale, some Miami
Mm-hmm.
teams, like those teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Sunrise.
Yeah. And while we waiting on the little cats, I want to discuss the bullshit I seen up in
But you can run it all because I ain't even been watching it, dog. The last thing I seen is when Vince McMahon had no said this little thing. I've been seeing stuff like people appearing, like coming back and stuff like that. So that lets you know Vince McMahon was he had his foot on a lot of people's throat.
He ain't got shit to do with it. But I was like, I want to just talk about like the bullshit that happened with the little league coach that
Oh
got
yeah,
killed.
man, that was
That
ridiculous,
that
man.
guy got killed at a football game.
You seen how I got going? I've been looking up. Well, I ain't looking it up, but I see on YouTube the dude Lee Tyler, one of the, where he played football in the NFL.
Yeah,
It started off with him, so you already know. I guess somebody who was a groupie, felt however it goes, seen he was into it and want to try to be some type of security or an insurance, and you out there doing that with 9 year olds, bro. I don't care what the age is, but nine, bro. Come on, bro.
yeah, and then as I don't want to look at it like, okay, man, y'all gotta understand, like, as me, even when I be out there with my little nephew and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I understand. There's gonna be some bad calls.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. We understand that.
Mm-hmm. But it should never
Yeah,
get took that
but
right here.
fuck it, never to the point. Like, come on now. That's why you gotta script.
We gonna continue that conversation when me and Marlon go. But right
Uh-huh.
now, I don't know if he can hear us, Mr. John. Yo, I don't know if he got his phone muted or not.
Get it. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he is. Yo, we can't hear you if you're talking. You probably it don't even say mute on your screen. It don't even say that you
Right.
muted. I don't know if he can hear us or not. There he is.
There you go.
There he is.
You hear us, bro?
Bring him in for us, Marlon.
Yo, what up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, bro, man? Yeah, go ahead. Like, I want everybody to introduce one of the hottest on the indie scene right now. Now, I don't want to mispronounce your name. I just know Jon, so I don't want to. Yeah, so
It's Scrutch.
It's Scrutch. Yeah, it's
Scratch.
Scrutch.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. Welcome to the
Jonathan
Rushmore
Scrutch.
show. Yeah. I'm Marlon. This my bro Lemon. And we just got this thing set up to give like all the indie talent, a platform, express themselves, hey, somebody watching you. So yeah, somebody's always gonna be watching. So man, we might if we can help you, get your name out there, that's what we here to do.
And basically, like the add on to what Marlon said, we just like to get an insight on your mindset, because we know that it's tough. You know what I'm saying? The traveling, going from venue to venue, trying to work out, trying to get your skill set together and all that stuff. So I feel like when we have indie wrestlers come on, it's a good invitation to promoters too to hear, how dedicated you are to the game, and your love and passion for it as well. So this is your platform, bro. However you want to start it, however you want to end it, it's on you. But of course you can let us know your ring name and where you from and stuff like that.
Okay, I got y'all. As long as y'all hear me loud, clear, long
Yes,
y'all
sir.
and everything. Okay. So whenever y'all ready,
You ready right now, sir? It's on you.
There you go.
Man, thank y'all for having me. My name is Jon Scrutch. That's the work name. But if you want to know, my real name is Jonathan. Obviously, it makes sense right there. From the South Side of Chicago, I tell everybody I'm Bill from the Whitney City because everybody from Chicago always say they from Chicago, Illinois. I was trying to like separate myself differently. So I'm like, it's still the same thing. Whitney City, Chicago, same
Just
difference.
put a flavor on it. I got you. Yes, sir.
A little flavor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going on my 5th year of wrestling right now.
Okay.
And I'm like, it's crazy how it all started. Is like, it seemed like it was just yesterday when I just walked in the building, see 2 guys, and I'm like, I'm here to try something new. And 5 years later, here I am, a couple titles, couple bookings, and I'm still going strong.
So basically, you didn't really have that mindset that you wanted to be a wrestler at first.
No, I was, to be honest, basketball.
Okay.
It was my life. I love the game. I have family that played in the NBA. My cousin Donnie Boyce. My dad played in high school and college. I played against Derrick Rose in high school. I even got a picture of him dunking and me looking up, and everybody's like, "Oh, you getting dunked on by Derrick Rose?" I'm like, nah, I am nowhere near that. So.
Nah, you just looking up, man. Y'all, you ain't want that poster. Nah.
No. But yeah, it was like, it wasn't my first love at first. I was a big fan of it always. I always watched it and forever gonna love it. And one person told me, like, if you're interested, just, I'll tell you where to go. And the rest is history.
You was in shape at the time when you first tried out, or that was just, you just went in it blood raw?
I just went in, like you said, raw. I was in decent shape. They're like doing it in the ring and everything, but after I was done, I was done. I was gonna quit, but I was done for the rest of the day. Like, I'm not moving nowhere.
Right.
I know, because they take it from me. I think I had me like a 5-minute career in it. And they told me, "Hey, okay, I'm realizing my dream, man. I took that one body slam on that man." I said, "Hell no."
All right, that's how it was the first time. Like when you first bump, it's like,
yeah,
you gonna do this again?
yeah. Okay, let's run it back. I'm like, run it back. Goddamn, I don't want to feel that no more. No, ain't no running back.
So tell us, so when you what made you say, okay, fuck it, I'm finna just see what's up with this wrestling shit? Was it something that happened like in your basketball career to make you say, let me try that? Or was it something that was, what I'm saying, that was like personal to you, that say, you know what, let me just try something new? Or did you just want to say, fuck it, I'll try it, I ain't doing shit? What was that was
it was kind of a mix of everything, like you just said. Like, basketball was not going anywhere. I was getting a little bit older, and then my kids was getting older, so it's like, man, I don't know what to do anymore. And then I decided, okay, what's next? What should I do next? And like I said, I ran into one of my homies and his brother, and he was a wrestler, and I was just asking all type of questions like most wrestling fans would know, like, oh, I want to know how you do this, how you do that, how they do the super kick sound, like, because it sounds lethal when you first do it, and it's like, I was just curious and asking the questions. And then he's like, that's when he told me, go ahead, go to this place, you're gonna meet 2 guys, well, at least 1 guy, but it was 2 guys. And since then I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try, just say, hey, I did it, but I'm gonna go with the flow. If it's good for me and I'm gonna continue on. But if not, at least I had that saying that, hey, I made it. I did it at least one time, at least one time.
So what was that? What was like a couple things that you said, okay, man, this looked it easy on TV, and I'm actually doing this now. Oh no, okay, this is not what I thought I was on TV. Like,
yeah, I started. Okay, when you see on TV, they doing all the flippy stuff and everything, and it's like, okay, I want to learn that. But when you first started, they give you the basics first, so it's like, oh, that's what they did. And then when they start teaching you structure and story in the match, then like, oh, you know what? Let me go back and watch this match, one of my favorite matches, and then pay attention to detail and now everything's starting to make sense instead of just
Gotcha.
ooh and awe and like, oh my god, he could flip, he could do this and do that. But now if you go back and just watch it and look at it at a story standpoint, then it just makes so much sense
From the art perspective of it. I got you. Definitely.
So
Definitely.
describe your first match. Like,
well,
like when you thought you would, did you think you was ready, but realized, okay, that didn't go too well?
my first match was actually a battle royal, and
Okay.
that was pretty fun. You know, some people like, oh, you hit me a little too hard. I'm like, I'm new. What you expect right away? But if you talk about my very first one-on-one match, it was against Sean McLeod, and he guided me step by step. He's like, I know you don't do much. I know you can't do this. So we're just gonna take baby steps and go for the flow.
Okay.
And I did so. He was very impressed, and I listened very well. And he like, yeah, he gonna be something. He be telling the promoter, he gonna be something. Just keep working with him. And I will never forget that. But the battle royal, at least I got a chance one person, and it's all because, I was there since in the morning from like 12 o'clock all the way to like 9 in the morning doing ring crew.
Right.
And the guy saw me do it, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna give you your first elimination. And it's your first match. I'll let you know when it's time for me to go, and you go ahead and take me out. And
okay.
That's what's up. The same what were you nervous? Or was it the same what's the word? Was it the same expectations when you getting ready to play a basketball game, perhaps?
It
Like
was a mix of
butterflies?
both. It was a
Okay.
mix of both. I was nervous because we had two guys that wrestle in the business, like Al Snow and Mr. Hughes.
Right. Oh, okay.
This your first show.
Yeah, you starting big.
In front of you guys that you watched growing up. And it's like, man, you want to at least do a first impression, but at the same time, I was just so excited because my kids were there, my little cousins was there.
Oh man,
I had to be heel. It was kind of hard to try not to yell at my kids, but it's like it should come easy because that's your kids.
Right.
And it was pretty much that whole day was just a fun experience, and I was like, after that, I was like, you know what, this is gonna be my career from here on out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what's probably the best advice you done got so far, or somebody that mentored you? Like, do you have a mentor like that?
I mean, I got a lot of mentors. Raven Sheik is one of my mentors. In fact, that was one of the two guys who was there, and he always gave me good advice, told me what I need to do, what not to do, and everything. And then I also got some advice from Mike Bennett,
okay,
JTG. The guys I perform at, or at least share the same locker room. They just told me to keep working out, keep promoting your brand, and then somebody's gonna find you. You just got to keep going and keep working hard.
So isn't it kind of crazy, like in this wrestling world, like, okay, you'll think in basketball you might have made it, but then you done got to the wrestling, you'll be like, oh man, I think I know everything. Then this guy comes and says, okay, hold on, I got something else for you to learn. So it's like wrestling never stop learning.
No, you never stop learning from wrestling.
Exactly, yeah.
How many years you never stop learning. You're gonna learn something new, like, oh, I didn't know you could do this and do that.
Right.
With me being in the Midwest, in Illinois and Indiana, like everybody trained differently. But when I went to Vegas just to visit my kids and trained out there for one day, they train a lot much different. And I learned, oh, okay, this made more sense compared to out there. But if I mix it all up and gather whatever I know, put it together, then it's something you could.
So what is something that you learned in Vegas compared to say you learned in Chicago?
Okay, here in Chicago, like when we do a leapfrog, it's not a leapfrog. Like when they just jump up, they call that a leapfrog in Vegas. Like you just jump straight up like a vertical. Where here we call it a vertical because you're going straight up. So you ever seen people that just jump up high and everything just like that? So that's why I learned, like, okay, so if I wrestle in Las Vegas, if they call leapfrog, I know I got a duck. But if I call leapfrog here, they know we doing a regular frog. Like, how we play, how we play in kids when we play leapfrog and everything. It's just like
that. Got you. So the lingo.
So it's like different terms, but it's
the terms different.
So yeah.
Wow, that's oh man.
Yeah,
so you gotta really communicate if you're going out of
you just schooled
territory.
me. Yeah, you just schooled me on that because I just thought you know, you're just jumping up for the. Okay,
Yeah,
let's get right. Yeah,
it was the
I
same
thought it
way
was
when
just jumping. Yeah.
it was the same way when I was like, okay, I leapfrog, I know what this is, but then my homie Ryan, he was already in Vegas and he was already there, but he trained here and he took me to the live side like, hey, Scrutch, they call leapfrog. No, that's a vertical, okay? I'm like, okay, at least you told me because I didn't want to look like an asshole and like, why are you trying to jump over and he jumping?
Like y'all jumping towards each other. All right.
Okay.
So
That's
listen,
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting one.
how has it been for you to be on the road? Like, as far as like, have you been traveling like far places from venue to venue, or has it like been kind of like mostly local for you so far?
It's kind of local, but it's like when you're driving 3-4 hours, you know, it's still a nice little drive. But when you got your friends with you, when you laughing and just talking about either just wrestling or just life period, it's always gonna be fun, no matter what. You know, but me traveling I don't mind traveling. I love traveling. In fact,
Right.
I fell in love with traveling at a young age when my dad and my cousin took me to Denver, Colorado from Chicago, and we drove there.
Wow.
You know, so I saw all types of mountains and like the scenery and everything, and I'm like, man, I was like, I would love to see more of this. And just like I said, since then I just drove every time. I never flew on a plane until 2 years later. To like no, 2 years ago. That was my first time being on a plane. And even when being on a plane, you still see something that you like sightseeing with mountains and everything like that.
And how the country look with all the squares and shapes and from above high. I can definitely relate to that. What's your diet though? Like your like as far as your nutrition and diet, how do you eat? What do you eat?
Well, it ain't that good. I ain't gonna lie, but because you can't deny fried chicken and stuff, man. You can't deny that.
Hey, man, hey, we down here, South fried chicken,
But,
hey, man.
but what I try to do, I try not to eat like after 7 o'clock, and then just drink nothing but water from there on out. You know, so I try to just keep like a decent level on food and all that. But it's hard when you got family that love to cook, when your girls love to cook, and you can't just deny the cooking. It's like, you gotta just go ahead and try it. But don't get me wrong, I did my diet here and there, and I lost a couple pounds, but it's just like you can't resist that good food. So,
Yeah. So this is one of the good questions I love asking in wrestling. Now, everybody down here knows I'm the most diehard wrestling fan out there. But I've always got the question: why the hell do you watch that fake shit?
Well,
so talking to an actual wrestler, how many times do you get that question and what do you tell them? Because I'm sure you get it a lot.
I get it a lot, and it's like I hate the term fake. I really do hate the term fake because it's like it's nothing fake about it. Like you could get hurt. Like you could legit get hurt. Like
one mishap, it's over.
All I had to do is show him Sid Vicious when he went off the second rope.
Oh man, yeah.
Don't remind me of that.
Oh,
Sid is in my top 10 of all time. So don't. I don't want to relive that. I
didn't mean to bring up bad memories, but that's like
Sid is my top 10 of all time. I love Sid. So, man, but I can't watch that. Yeah.
So it's like when you look at stuff like that, anything can happen, and that's why I hate the term fake. If they say prematurement, then I'm like, okay, I can agree with you on that because we know what's going on behind the scenes, but the fans don't know. So the fans got to just be entertained, and hopefully they like what they see, or they got their right to say they don't like it. So with that, with them questions, I just be like, man, you want to try it out? You want to see if it's fake or not? Just try it.
That's it. Yeah. And my argument has always been, listen, this is no different than a damn movie.
It's no different. It's all about.
I'm impressed. Like watching. Anytime I go to the first off, anybody that climbs the top rope and can balance themselves on the top rope is impressive. Now, how is that different from watching that movie where they had a whole fight scene on a moving train? Y'all know that's bullshit.
Exactly.
And they really ain't hitting each other on the movies.
Y'all know damn well we ain't gonna fight on top of no moving train. We gonna wait till this train ends And then we gonna fight off the train.
Yeah, it's gonna
We
get blowed the
we
fuck
ain't gonna
off.
get it all on top of the train while it's moving. Nah, hell no. Come on now. Yeah.
Bye. Cut. That shit gonna be cut quick. Boy, the end of the move, everything.
So what kind of injuries have you sustained? Like minor, big, or like?
I had minor injuries. I haven't had like major injury, thank God, knock on wood.
Definitely.
The worst minor injury I had was my shoulder. Like this guy I had wrestling, he did a bulldog and he did it wrong and landed on my shoulder. And I thought I separated. Like it hurted that bad. Hey, I pulled my shoulder. I'm like, okay, it's not out of socket, so we good. And I was still able to continue. I did a dive and everything, and then soon after the match was done, I'm like, this stuff hurts. So and on top of that, I had to drive back because I normally drive back. So there was this shoulder right here, my right shoulder. So I'm more dominant right-handed. So you driving, you doing this.
And I bet it was rainy, cold weather that night, wasn't it?
Man, no, it wasn't. No, it was actually a decent night. It was just
good.
Nighttime. There's no light and everything. You gotta pay attention. And it was like, the pain hurt. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ask my best friend. She a nurse, and I'm like, come check my shoulder out. And she like, you good? You ain't told nothing. It's just bruised, but it's gonna hurt for a while. But that's pretty much the worst minor injury I had. Then my back. Oh my God. I still think about it to this day. I was doing a dive, and it was supposed to be like 5 people. Next thing you know, it turns to 3. Because the other 2 want to leave and go home because they got work in the morning and stuff. I'm like, okay, I trust these 3 because they know what they're doing. Went for the dive. The 2 tried, but the other person did not do it. He didn't catch me. I smacked right on the ground. It's on TikTok. You can hear that sound. You can hear that sound. It's like, and it's like you in a match, the adrenaline is still flowing, so you good. But as soon as it was over with, I collapsed, and the guy he kept apologizing. I'm sorry, Scrutch. I didn't mean to. I didn't know what kind of dive you do. I'm like, next time, just be close, no matter what dive I'm doing.
And adapt, motherfucker, adapt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know. First off, it's a dive, so.
Adapt to it.
I told him ahead of time, like, I'm going to do a dive because I want to pop the crowd, and they did pop the crowd, but it wasn't the pop that I wanted because I hurt my back, and that was like, oof.
Couldn't even enjoy the pop.
So let's go ahead. So let's go. Like, you say, okay, you want to try to pop the crowd, but like, what's the difference between like doing a pop, trying to get a pop, or making a spot in the match that makes sense instead of just saying, hey man, we just gonna do this and it don't make sense.
Oh man, I never even came across that before, but my promoter was telling me about that. Well, actually my trainer. He like, why would you want to do stupid shit?
Okay.
Simple shit and be cool and still get a pop. Like you could pop off an arm ringer. It's just the way you sell and the way you present it. So right. I was like, you know what, you're right. So that's why I had learned my lesson on that dive. Like, I am not gonna do this dive on this certain show unless it's a big time show and it's somebody that I could trust. Don't do it. So if you can still get a good and great match out of it without even doing that, you could just look at the old school stuff. Look at the back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, they didn't have. It was like you was almost watching a straight up one-on-one fight. Like,
yeah,
and then somebody hit you with their finishing move. That's it.
A suplex with a finisher. A body slam with a finisher.
Yeah, I still say the DDT supposed to be a finisher, but we ain't gonna go there.
The DDT supposed to try Jake the Snake, man.
I don't care if any move that you get dropped on your head, that's a finisher. So for you to kick out at 2 and 1, like, no, I hit you with a DDT, that's it. But
it's just Marlon get realistic sometimes, like a good clothesline. You supposed to be done. You gotta but that's the truth though. It
if a
is.
400-pound man hit me with a clothesline,
Yeah, you
man,
supposed to be done.
yeah, that's supposed to be it.
But you
it.
know, once again, this is the storytelling of it. I wanted to ask this. I think this is important for younger listeners that may come from rough neighborhoods that got dreams and expectations on being a wrestler, but be kind of scared to pursue it because of the neighborhood they grow up in. When you coming from Chicago, which is a tough city, how was that?
It was pretty tough. Like growing up in the Chatham neighborhood, like I saw a lot. Like I had all my friends go into being coming game members and seeing a lot of my friends going either going to jail or getting shot and all that stuff. And it was like it was tough, but I never gave up with my dream because I almost became one of them because I want to follow my friends. But when you had the older ones who've been there and they seen it all, but they see potential in you, they tell you not to do this. That's what they're
Right.
doing. So for the kids now, like follow your dreams. Don't let anybody discourage you or anything, especially in pro wrestling, because everybody gonna, like you said, Savage, like they gonna think it's fake or it's stupid and all that. And it's like, why would you want, especially like the new generation, like, oh, they wrestling in underwear, but that's their gear.
Yeah,
I mean,
everything gay. Yeah.
everything. I hate when they say it's
It's,
gay.
I hate it, bro. Like this, everything you can say the smallest thing.
Why they got so much oil on them? Man, like that shit. I say, man, if you ever played a sport, you got to do everything you can not to get scratched up. Like,
And not
y'all
only
worried
that,
about the wrong
you
thing.
gotta look appealing to the crowd.
Yeah.
And then my promotion, we got a gay wrestler. His name is the Fabulous Breezy Van Buren, and he's a talented wrestler. And some people might come at him like, man, why are you wearing a wig and you got facial hair? You know what I'm saying? You drag queen, come at him. But I'm like, but at the end of the day, he out there performing for y'all and actually doing way better than what you think.
Right.
And it's like, come on now, so what? And then when they say, oh, that's gay, like everybody keeps saying, oh, why you do that gay shit? I'm like, I'm not gay. I'm not worrying about what they think. I'm just performing. I'm entertaining. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, it's a little bit gay. It's gonna be times it's gonna happen. But if it's all about the entertainment
and then too, bro, when you're not homophobic and you secure with who you are, who gives a fuck, bro? Like, cause I'm not homophobic, bro. And with a gay person, we can make money together. Don't hit on me. And then a lot of times, shit, it is what it is. Well, you got somebody who homophobic, that's the first sign. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, why it shouldn't be that serious. I mean, especially if they got talent, like you said, talent is talent. I don't care who it's coming from. If they're able to perform and able to execute and do the assignment and do the job, fuck what they look like, fuck what they like. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do it. And let's be a team about it. So I definitely can relate to you with that. On that notion.
Yeah, and the one thing I can say that really impressive, because I follow you. That finisher, that stunner. Now, my question is, hey, I done been in some fights where I tried to use a stunner and almost broke my tailbone in my ass when I hit the ground for it. Now you jump like kind of with a split with it, but how you not hurting yourself? Because I just feel it basically when you hitting the ground. I'm like, damn, what? How the hell he ain't hurt?
Maybe because I'm black, I do have a little bit of butt, and my family got big butts. Maybe it's because of that, but at the same time, it's like it's still protecting yourself. So it's like,
okay.
And then as far as the finisher, it's like when you first started, it's like you don't want to just jump right into a finisher. But my favorite finisher is the cutter. Like I love the RKO and I love the diamond cutter. Like any type of cutters. Like those are my favorite. So
you can do it out of nowhere.
When you first come in, it's like, oh, somebody doing that. I'm like, okay, let me do TKO. Oh, somebody doing TKO. I'm like, okay, so what do y'all got for me? At first, I was going to do the code breaker because I'm like, okay, I like the code breaker and everything. But then my mentor is like, why don't you just do the stunner? I'm like, you know what? Nobody here in the promotion do it, so why not? So then I was doing it with the kick, of course, that's what you follow with Stone Cold and everything. And then to one wrestler named Rashad King, he told me, why don't you just do it out of nowhere? Don't do it with the lead a kick out of nowhere and just jump into it. And I'm like, let me try that. And then I tried it. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take the kick out from now on. And then it just came like so lethal and everybody. It just all depends on how they say it. But when I decided to do it. I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna call it like close to something to RKO, but make it unique, why not call it the Valentine's Day Massacre? Because Valentine's Day is my birthday, so it got ties to it.
Oh
And
yeah, definitely, man. That's genius, bro. I like
I
that.
like that. Yeah, I like that.
so like when I hit the VDM, they know what it is. It's the VDM.
Yeah, it's over. It's over.
VDM is the brand, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. So basically, like so far, where has wrestling took you so far that you would never think you done been? Like
That's
a certain part of the country, and you done been. You ain't think like.
Well, I haven't been outside the country in my life yet, but it's going to happen. But it did took me like a lot of places, and I met a lot of people, like the same, like not just the big time wrestlers like Al Snow and Mr. Hughes. I met Sabu, Robert Gibson, from the Rock and Roll Express. What's his name? His name is Luke, but it's the
Bushwhackers. From the Bushwhackers. Yeah.
I met him, and he was so impressed with my match with my other trainer, Willie the Bomb Richardson. He was so impressed. It's like that was match of the night because y'all speak a story. Everyone else is just spot heavy. I'm like, really? Wow. Man, you get that from that Hall of Famer. It's like, okay, confidence getting bigger, and it's like, okay, cool. And now I got a few shows coming up, and I'm gonna be in an actual arena September 10th, and I'm so excited. Like I can't wait.
Where at?
It's gonna be in Moline, Illinois. So it's like 2 hours from where I'm staying at right now. But I'm gonna be with James Ellsworth because wrestling him, it was fun. And then once you wrestle somebody that got that plug, you could go anywhere.
Definitely.
Yeah. Keep us send us that.
I was just about to ask him, Marlon. How they plan on promoting that? It's gonna be on like YouTube, or they gonna?
I don't know. I got to talk to James about that. So
when you find out, like Marlon said, all you got to do is let us know, and we can always go back into the description of this video. And by being ahead of time,
even if they don't put it on live, I'm gonna have my match on, on my YouTube channel. Okay, I'll put matches up, no matter what match it is, because I want to keep, promoting myself.
Definitely, yeah. This the wave, and you got the platform to do it now. All the social media platforms. Just think about in the mid '90s on back. They ain't had this stuff.
Yeah. They had to travel all across the country to go to a wrestling school,
and it was definitely politics.
Yeah, and you gotta have somebody be out there recording and just to make a videotape of you.
Yeah,
just send the people. So yeah, it was difficult. Yeah.
Called shopping the tape, man.
So let's so real quick. What's your thoughts on the black representation in wrestling?
Well, it's pretty hard because it's like we got talented wrestlers from Jonathan Gresham to Kofi, Big E. We got even some of the small indies like Sam Knight, Jake St. Patrick.
Nope. Say that last one.
Jake St. Patrick.
My boy, yeah. That's my dude. He's always in South Florida. He the real deal, like professional right there.
Definitely a real true professional. Big ups to him. But it's like we, as us black men or even black women, it's like it's very hard to present ourselves. But at the same time, we just gotta keep pushing, and we're gonna get noticed, and that's why it's gonna happen. We just gotta be patient and just keep, pricing our craft and everything. So for today, it's all, we got some people that got some hiccups, like ACH. I think that's his name. He gone nuts one time, and it's like, okay, dude, go that way with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You trying to get something going,
I see where you're going with that one. Yeah, talent wise, yeah, but we don't need other things. Yeah, Yeah. Two extra. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And I got one advice from Godfather when I went to WrestleMania in New Orleans, and he told
me,
"Yeah, you're a black man and you're talented." Well, he didn't say I'm talented like right off the bat. He just say he could tell from the build I am. Like, oh, you very talented. You gonna make it. Just keep presenting yourself.
Right. Okay.
So.
And I to be honest with you, I think the black athlete in wrestling, male and female, came a long way from what it was. You know what I'm saying? How do you guys? from your experience that you've had so far, you guys stick together like in the locker room behind the scenes, or is it like a crab in the bucket situation?
No, we stick together. We always look out for each other.
Okay, good. I like to hear that.
But even when it's like a dominant white locker room, they still make us feel comfortable. They fit us in and everything.
Perfect.
And
okay.
so it's like we don't have that many. It's like you might see a few racist people, but we don't pay attention to that because in fact we've been taught to be a professional. So no matter if they said this or that, like you gotta stay professional. Like one time at the show, they said something in the crowd, a fan, and a white guy, his real name is Parker, but his work name is Dalton Davis. And he almost stopped the match. Literally said, whoever said that, they're gonna get their ass whooped because in fact, we don't appreciate that. His man, and he comes from all the way from Chicago to come perform in front of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I have so much respect because after the match, he told me that, and I'm like, I didn't even hear it because y'all just chopped me. So I'm trying to get the pain out of my system, get it ready for the next fight. And he told me like, man, it's just bothering him because he got a black cousin.
Right.
So it's like seeing him getting bullied and all that, it's very hurtful. And he in Texas. His cousin's in Texas. So it's like, man, he feels his pain. So, but that's one thing I like about some of the locker room. Like we all one family, no matter what color we are. We one big family. We're here to entertain, and we're gonna just try to build from each other.
That's what's up, man. Definitely. Well, Marlon, we got
3 minutes.
Yeah.
I think so.
You gotta do your famous.
We think we can get your top 5 in the next 3 minutes. Your top 5 all time.
All right. Well, I don't got no order.
That's fine.
But
that's fine.
Top 5 it should be everybody's top 5 almost. It's Undertaker, Shawn, Triple H, Rock, Stone Cold. The reason why I say those 5 is because they changed the eras.
Yes.
They changed.
I agree.
Everybody changed something in the era. And they all related to the Attitude Era. Only one been in almost every era, and that's Undertaker. But he involved and helped each era. So those are pretty much. It ain't no order, but it's like those are my top 5. Like if you watch my matches, I do a lot of Undertaker, and you might see some Triple H and Shawn Michaels in my matches. Because if those your favorite, but you want to create craft, why don't you just mix them all together?
Oh, I can see it. Definitely.
Wow. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do you what about the indies? You got any top 5 indies? Male or female?
Oh well, you just mix it up. Of course, Sam Knight is like one of my favorites. But ever since I met him and seen him perform, I'm like, was in awe. So like, I gotta have a match with you. Even my own kids want to see me face Sam Knight, and I'm like, it's gonna happen one day, and that's on my bucket list. There's 3 female talents. I'm not trying to boot my best friend, but DJ the Disaster, she is like one of the top to me in the Midwest.
Okay, I gotta say it. Okay.
She got a nasty ass spear. She'll beat your ass. And she also from Southside Chicago, so you could just see from watching her. And then Mickey Knuckles, she been in Impact, you gotta check her out. I would love to face her. And if one girl, you gotta watch out for her. Y'all gotta look out for her. Her name Rachel Allstrong. Very talented. Very talented.
Okay.
You gotta check her out. And then, it's hard. It's like I like a lot of people in the indies, but like I guess the one that stand out right now is actually in my home in PRW is Nick Diamond. He a white boy, but he's talented.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna check him out too, because
talent ain't got color, man. We shoot.
Listen, look, if you're good, you're good. All right. So let everybody know where they can reach you at. Info. Like if you got some merchandise too,
Hey, I got a Pro Wrestling Tees account with all my t-shirts. Go find it. Search Jon Scrutch. Of course, Jon Scrutch on everything: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch. And the only thing different on my name is Go Hard Scrutch. That's on Snapchat.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Well, we definitely enjoyed you, bro, and we hope to have you back,
man.
But if we get cut off, this your first time doing something like this?
Yeah, this is my first time doing something. I got another one coming up tomorrow.
Man, I hope we be able to get you on anytime that you're available. But before we go, we probably get cut off doing it. But I'm gonna put everything that you got going on